Hey darling, it's Alora. Today's video is going to be quite short but incredibly exciting. I know that I haven't been making regular content for YouTube for quite a while. There are several reasons for that, which I'm not going to get into, but long story short, I'm probably not going to be uploading regular content to the platform of YouTube. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be making things. So I decided quite a while ago that instead of trying to conform to this medium of creation that is the platform of YouTube that wasn't quite working for me, that I really wanted to create in a way that felt expansive and exciting, and that I really felt comfortable with. And my favorite way to create is through writing. I feel like when I write, I'm much more eloquent. I can take the time to parse out my thoughts and figure out exactly what it is that I'm trying to say, and then put the words in an order that not only makes sense but sounds beautiful. And that's something that I really enjoy doing, something that lights me up and that makes me feel just so happy with life and happy with what I'm doing with my life. So today's announcement is that I am starting a blog. The blog's name is going to be Girl Becoming, in order to reflect this idea of constantly wanting to grow and expand and become a better, more interesting, more enlightened person and individual, and the fact that there isn't an end point. It's not like we're trying to get to a particular place of being this whole complete person or this whole adult, if you will, but more just the idea that we're constantly evolving and changing, and hopefully in a positive way, hopefully in a way that is becoming something a little bit better than we were before. And yeah, so that's the name of the blog. I'm planning on I'm planning on posting posts 2 times a week, so I'll be posting in the middle of the week on Wednesday and posting on Sundays. And then also I'm planning on having 10 to 12 posts prepared for the blog launch, which is July 15th. If you're watching this video, then you've probably watched some of my previous videos, in which case you know that I typically post book-related content. Now I am going to continue to post on my blog about books, but that is not going to be the only thing that I post about. I am still going to be doing TBRs like this one right here. I'll also be doing monthly wrap-ups and reading recommendation posts. But the blog is a lot more than that. I've toyed with the idea of starting a blog for ages, and I've always kind of tried to follow that typical advice of you need to find your niche. You need to find this tiny little facet of the internet that you can occupy. Like, you need to be a vegan baking blogger, or you need to be a, fill in the blank, but with this very small, narrow niche. And that idea has never really sat well with me. I did try to start a baking blog several years ago, never really got off the ground because I didn't end up putting that much time into it. The problem was it was such a small part of my life. It was something that I loved. I loved vegan baking and I loved baking in general, but it was such a small part of my life that I didn't feel the desire, quite frankly, to put that much time into this one area of my life. And so that just kind of fell by the wayside. So this time, instead of trying to focus on this tiny little niche, I decided to do what one of my favorite YouTubers and bloggers, Kaylin Nicholson, does, and just talk about everything in my life that I love. So I am going to have 4 categories on my blog. I'm going to have eat, I'm going to have read, I'm going to have express, and I'm going to have live. Now, eat is pretty self-explanatory. I'll be doing posts about food. Most of it will be vegan, some of it will not be. I'll also have the read category, which we already discussed. I'll have express, which is creative expression, not express like speedy or anything like that. Anyway, that one's a little bit trickier to explain, but essentially they're going to be opinion-based pieces or little essay posts about things that interest me, or other things like poems that I write, just creative expressions, things that I want to talk about, things that I want to share. And then the final category is live, so that will include things like travel and other lifestyle things like yoga. So I have a wide array of topics on my blog, but they're all things that just delight me. They're things that bring me joy and that I absolutely adore and that I want to talk about and that I want to share. So if you're like me and you love reading, which presumably you do, I hope you'll check out the read section of the blog. But I also really hope that you'll expand and go check out some of the other posts. My favorite post that I wrote is called Kintsugi, Stronger and More Beautiful in the Broken Places. That post falls under the express category, and I'm really proud of it. I really like what I've done with that one. So I hope that if you have a spare minute, you'll go and read that one. I'll link that down below, and I'll also just link the blog in general down below. One of my other favorites is called Confessions of a Not Quite Vegan. That might stir up a little bit of controversy in the vegan community, but it's coming from a genuine place from my own personal experiences, and I wanted to share it. I'm just so over the moon excited about this blog. It's really given me that extra creative spark that I feel like I've been missing ever since I finished writing my novel, The Absence of Goodbye. That piece of work is something that I am the most proud of, but it's not quite ready to be shared with the world. I hope someday soon I'll be able to share that with you. Anyway, this blog is also something that I'm really proud of and that I've had a lot of fun working on over the last few months, polishing up my writing and working on getting better photographs. So I really hope that you'll go take a minute and look it over. If you do go over and check out the blog, leave me a comment down below letting me know what your favorite post was, or what you think I might want to post about next. Also leave comments on the blog. I'd love to have conversations. That's the whole point of this. I want to express, but I also want to have a conversation and have this be a communication between you and I so that we can really connect. This is also a really personal and vulnerable project for me. There are a lot of things in here that are a bit difficult for me to share, but they're things that I hope will help connect us. So yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I really love you, and I hope that you understand that I'm changing the modality with which I communicate with you. Thank you for being so very supportive and loving, and I just love you so much. I love you to the moon and back, and I will see you over on the blog. All right, bye darling.